today I'm just rambling, getting bored, getting tired of listening to music. But coming through here during the fall, it's got to be one of the prettiest colors you can see coming through here in the fall. Coming down this road 65. It's a nice little route. I don't like my gas mileage. I'm sure my gas mileage is going down in this, but I used to rip it pretty good on my bike coming through here. Well, since I'm talking about the vehicles I had, the last bike I had was a 2017 Honda Africa Twin 1000. That bike was incredible. It was an off-road. I mean, it was pretty much, the only way to explain that bike, it was a dirt bike with a crotch rocket motor. I mean, it was a twin, 1000. That bike was torquey. The front end would come up on me all the time. And I'm not even a wheelie guy. I'm more of a fast forward, go through the desert kind of person. And that was a beautiful bike. I kicked myself in the ass for selling that. But I didn't lose, because I had that bike built also. Everything I get, I build. The 2017 model didn't have the crash bars on it. No crash bars, no bags, no headlight guards, no skid plates. Well, it had skid plates, but they were cheap. I replaced all that. Put my own bags on, my own skid plates, my crash bars, different headlights, windscreen. That's the bike that I drove all over the U.S. That's the bike that I hit most of the states up with. All the way to Missouri, down to Texas, and then angled back up through. That 3,500, 4,000 mile trip I did with that bike, the only thing that I ever had to do to that bike that ran flawlessly was tighten my chain and clean it and oil it on a regular basis. That's all I ever did to that bike. It changed the oil, of course, but that's it. I'm not easy on vehicles. I ran that bike pretty well, and it's a pretty tough bike, I'll tell you that. I like that bike. If I ever get another bike, it'll probably be another Africa Twin. But I like trying different things, and well, after the box truck build, and I get my little trailer that I'm going to pull behind it, I think I'm going to try an electric bike. An electric motorcycle, though. Not an electric pedal bike. An actual electric motorcycle that you have to insure, register. I'm looking at one now. It'll probably be obsolete because they keep changing them around. You get about a 100 mile range with it, which isn't bad. That's all I need. If it's in the back of my truck, I'm not going to go over 100 miles away from my machine. And on top of that, my plan is to put a whole separate solar setup inside of my trailer to where I can charge that bike going down the road with sun or off my alternator or some type of, or maybe even a Blue Tee power station. I won't have to buy gas for it. I'll be unlimited. But like I said, I'm not going to venture that far away from my box truck or my trailer. So 100 mile range is perfect for me. Top speed of that bike that I'm looking at, I'm not saying what it is. I'm looking at it. It's not cheap. Top speed 75 mile an hour. That bike you can also unlock too. The US puts limits on them bikes. And it's perfectly legal to do this. You get an app for that bike. It's an app. It's a pretty cool app too. You can change your power curve and your torque settings and your battery saver all from your phone. Well, you get that and you call up the manufacturer that makes this particular machine. You give them the code of your bike, and they must flash it or something through the internet, and it unlocks a lot more features of that bike. More torque, a little bit more power. In a lower setting, you'll get more battery range, but a little less power. In the higher setting, the sport mode, you'll get more power, but a little bit less battery. You know, you sacrifice for what you want. So if you just keep that bike at medium range, you're not losing anything. You know, you're gaining. Keep it somewhere in the middle. But that's my plan. My plan, anyway. Plans. We had a pretty good gathering Christmas night at that one free campsite. It was all right. It was all right. There's a lot of good people in this world. There's more good than bad, I'll tell you that, in all my travels. It's just one bad person makes 100 look like them. So, but I'm gonna get cruising here. Hammer down. It's gonna get kind of hilly in here. I don't know if I go through a tunnel or not. I don't remember. I think there is a pretty large tunnel that I hit on this road. I'll have to record that. I don't remember. I've been on so many different interstates and throughways. It's hard to remember all that. One of the benefits of traveling at night is you don't get this. Very slim to none traffic jams. Oh boy, I'm gonna turn my heater off now. Yeah, very, very, very slim to no traffic like this. That's why I kind of like driving at night. But the downfall about driving at night is gas stations. Some of them are closed now because of COVID. Ever since COVID happened, you know, times changed for gas stations, Walmart. I think at that time when COVID hit and they were shutting everything down, that them big companies realized that they made more money if they just didn't stay open all night. It's one of the reasons why I think they did that, and they're still doing it. And then, you know, at night also there's a lot of deer. I seen a lot of deer last night before I finally got to a rest area or truck stop to go to sleep. That's where I slept, was a truck stop last night. It wasn't bad, pretty quiet. Same place where they let me dump my tanks. I actually asked the guy, can I dump my water? I said, it's not gray water, it's not nothing. I have a composting toilet. It's just fresh water, which took me a half hour to empty. Daylight, you see more things, that's for sure. A lot easier to navigate when you're traveling on your own. You don't have somebody sitting next to you looking up rest areas, cheap gas. Which is nice to have because gas fluctuates so much across the U.S. Gas should be one price all over, no matter what. Average it out, give us all one price. That's the way it should be. But it's nice to have somebody that can sit there and get on Google Maps and say, hey, let's go a mile up the road and gas is cheaper. You know, it's 20 cents cheaper up the road. That's the perk of it. You know, and daylight, and they're probably open too. I'm pretty sure what's going on here is that we're in an exit. I could be wrong, but all my travels that I've seen, I think we're merging into a left lane, and it gets backed up so far that it goes to an exit, and it makes for congestion because now you got people trying to get off the exit and onto a lane, trying to merge into one. So I'm thinking that's what's happening. I can't see nothing. I do see a really old RV up there though. I gotta try to get up by him. And another little hint I'm gonna throw out there when you're stuck in traffic. See how that guy's way ahead in front of me? It doesn't matter. Keep your distance, keep the same speed, and you're not constantly hitting your brakes, letting off, hitting your brakes, hitting the gas, hitting the brakes, hitting the gas. Just get a pace. If somebody passes you, let them. Keep this lane. That's how most people drive. You know, so I see his brakes on, I let off my gas. I'll coast up to him. I don't have to hit my brakes. I hope not. I'm saying most of the time. You know, every situation is different. I myself and probably most truck drivers drive this way. Just keep the same pace. You can look ahead, like move over here, and look for taillights to see if they're braking. You know, 4 or 5 cars, maybe even 10 cars ahead. And if you see taillights, just let off your gas and coast up to them instead of hitting your gas from getting right up into them, you know. Save your brakes, dude. And your gas. Well, nope, that's not an old RV. It's a UniFirst. It's a clothing truck. This happens every time. I get stuck in traffic and I gotta use my Frankenbox. Every time. And And we're off again. Traffic's starting to build up a little bit. It's getting about that time. So I probably better put this down for a while, pay attention. This white van in front of me, somebody lost a chair. And this guy in the white van ahead of me hit it. And I think he's dragging it. See the smoke? I don't want to get too close to him because it's going to come out from underneath him. I don't know which way it's going to go. Typically, when that happens, it shoots off to the side. So I'm staying behind him. But I thought he was dragging it. There was a lot of smoke. I couldn't grab it in time because I couldn't get my phone. And I'm not using my other device for my GPS. I'm using my phone, so I gotta switch it off real quick. He ain't smoking no more. But he was smoking. Like he was dragging it. I was gonna catch it on fire. He smacked that chair though, I heard it. He was right beside me. Tell you what, I kind of like driving in these 5-lane highways. Well, I'm going down to 4 now. I'm doing 71, and these guys are passing me. The speed limit's 70. They must be doing like 80. I don't mind driving like this. Looks like we got a little bit of a congestion coming up here. Kick off the pedal a little bit here.